the regular town board meeting, Town of East Troy, for the month of March, 6:30 p.m. Roll call, Clarkowski here.
Wales here.
Kesselheim here.
Reyes here. Church, aye.
Okay, pledge of allegiance, go start, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, give our all postings in order for tonight's meeting.
Yes, aye.
The agenda, I don't see any errors or anything.
I have a change.
Okay.
I'd like to remove the updated municipal agreement at this time.
As far as approval or even discussion?
I guess we can discuss it, but
Okay, so we'll strike possible action.
yeah, for sure.
Okay, anything else? If not, a motion to approve the agenda as posted.
I move that we approve the agenda for the Town of East Troy municipal meeting for March 14th as amended.
I'll second.
Dan, second, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? None. Okay. The first thing I had on my list here was last month's meeting, February 21st. And I only see one very, very minor thing on page 3, second bullet,
Hold on.
February 21st.
What about the December 13th one?
All right, so on page 3 of February 21st,
I have a change.
okay, on the second, well, I got one change here first. Second bullet, current library director, this could be a space.
One more.
Okay, and you had something?
Which date?
February 21st.
The
you're
special
Third
meeting.
page.
No, while you're
Regular
checking,
town board meeting. Okay.
so while you're checking on the same third page under the communications committee report, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th bullet point, later objectives, actually, I think we talked about the mission and vision needs to be by the board, not the committee.
Okay.
So if we could strike the mission and vision statement for the town.
Get rid of the whole thing?
That section, the mission / vision statement for the town and,
So that was.
so it would just be newsletters.
Oh, okay, so. Newsletters, okay. All right, Barb, you have something?
No, I was on the other 21st.
Okay, anybody else?
Oh, the only other thing I had was on the last page, under special and pending meetings.
Mhm.
March 22nd to April 1st, it just reads in-person absentee. I would put voting at the end for people looking at it online.
It's not in-person voting, it's in-person absentee.
Okay, then that's what I mean,
the correct
okay,
title,
then
yeah.
that's, it just wasn't clear when it just says in-person.
It's an in-person absentee.
Anything else? Pete, no?
Yeah, I didn't do the meetings. I'm looking. I thought there was an intergovernmental meeting at the county or the,
It's listed as March 24th, 7 p.m. Waller County Unit of WTA and County Government Center of Waverly.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that's correct, I guess.
then I have that's in there, I see Kim printed that one out, and for whatever reason, I wrote down at our last meeting, I thought there was something, I wrote it it down, I swear, March 22nd, 6 p.m. Intergovernmental Cooperation Council meeting. So what you're saying, that's really the 24th. That meeting is the 24th.
24th.
At 7.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
there is an ICC meeting on 22nd, that's just, that's just,
Oh, that's just you?
unless you want,
Okay.
anybody can come, but it's, all of the chairman, presidents, and mayors.
Yeah. Okay, I was just curious.
That's also, I think, county board.
Yeah.
Anything else for 221 regular town boards?
Okay, I need a motion to approve the procedures.
I move we approve the official Town of East Troy board meeting minutes for Monday, February 21st, 2022, as amended.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second, further discussion. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? None. Alright, then we have two special meetings, December 13th and February 21st.
Which one do I
Do you have comments?
Yes.
start
Okay,
with?
we'll do
Only-
one at a
yeah.
time then, okay.
Yep.
13th, December 13th.
December 13th, I just wondered if we should specify if Barb Church was excused.
That was my comment,
Special
Supervisor
meeting.
Church was excused.
Yep, that's correct.
Thanks, Michelle.
And then also on the 21st, that Wales was excused.
Mike, similar comment.
On the 21st?
Yeah,
See,
those are the only
yeah.
things I have.
Yeah, this is set, but not on that.
Right, that's why I was confused.
Make sure.
I did check.
And the
Yeah.
previous one,
The regular meeting.
yeah, Supervisor Wales was excused. Okay. Okay. Any other changes on either one?
No.
Okay, motion to approve.
I move that we approve the special Town of East Troy board meeting for, December 13th, 2021, and February 21st, 2022, as amended.
I'll second.
Dave for the motion, and Michelle second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. And then, I think what we have left is two plan commission, January 5th and 19th.
I just wanna ask a question about minutes for the parent commission. Why do we have the minutes at the town board to approve them? I mean,
They're part of the record, the town records.
They've been approved by the planning commission and now the board.
That's kind of standard procedure.
I'm just curious, right? Just it gives understanding to the community.
Okay, is there any changes or anything? You seem to have been approved by the plan commission, but.
Well, I just see the only thing that I saw was that, you have this Stam's farmland separation should have the same verbiage that Roman Henningfield does. It's actually at the first page, last paragraph, where it says there is a deed restriction that another home cannot be built on the remaining farmland without approval. I think that goes, that's ditto for, it's in, I swear it's in the,
I think it's stated in
no, but it's in the writing on it, it's in that,
The application?
I mean, by the county. Stipulated.
the
It's
county
not
might
your
have
read.
stipulated it, but we didn't, so it wouldn't be part of our minutes.
Well, I don't know if the county would have acted before the plan commission, but if it's on the application.
Okay,
we're
well,
heard
Oh, I
to
It
know.
wasn't,
Okay, so
wasn't,
Stan needs a deed restriction.
and then if you wanna go for a spelling error, you got one.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I had to do it, in the middle there, it says all, no representatives for the Stam Trust were present. It's the last word in that, at the bottom of that paragraph, you got mute instead of moot, I think you meant,
Oh, mute, mute.
or just big deal. But, Moving that,
All right, you making a motion then?
I make a motion that we approve the town board planning commission minutes for January 5th, 2022, as amended.
January fifth, myself.
And what about the
And
19th?
also the 19th, yeah.
All right, we have a second?
Second.
Or church second, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Aye, opposed? None. Okay, that should do all the minutes. Treasurer's report.
Treasurer's report for February, 2022, total receipts for February were $15,599.72. Transfers were $218,379.86. Interest earned was $3.85. Balance as of January 31st was $28,746.67. Total funds for February were $262,730.10. Checks paid in February were $244,857.68, leaving a balance of $17,872.42.
Okay, any questions? If not, a motion to approve.
I move we approve the treasurer's report for the month of February 2022 as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, Real second, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? None.
And then before we go on, I wanted to, mention that I included the pre-designated accounts funds spreadsheets. If anybody had any questions, I know there was a question earlier this month about ARPA funds, and we have not spent a dime of the ARPA money. I know formal action has been taken to designate it to any certain
I
topic.
think we'll probably have another, special meeting on ARPA as well as having a presentation from an engineer. So how we can get funding for the first time, we have a great opportunity to get funding for the bridge down there by, Dockside. It doesn't qualify for the normal state program, because it's not a wide enough span. But with the new programs out there, it's likely we can get funding, so I'd like to have, Trevor Lynch, our engineer, give us a presentation on that, and then we could probably further discuss ARPA. I gave you all the information that we're, kind of where we're at, but like Kim said, nothing's been spent yet. Probably the first opportunity that something will come other than a transfer for ARPA would be when we, get the final bill paid for the bathrooms. And I'm not gonna sign that one until I get the lien waivers from the contractor, Mitchell subject. But the bathroom is done. I believe we need all the manuals for the equipment, and I think at COG we have no manuals yet. So we need that from Share, as well as the lien waivers for the subcontractors. So when that would come across, then that would be probably the first one that we would hit against that balance, so.
So the funds that we, have used for the town hall improvements have been coming out of the landfill?
Out of the,
This one,
yeah,
so
All
that,
the current,
town hall improvements,
yeah, and we have a balance left in there of just over 100,000. But we saved the first installment to Share, to the bathrooms, to the carpet, P. Henry, all that stuff has been coming out of this account, not the ARPA money.
right,
could you?
yeah, right, sure.
Like I said, we'll have another meeting on that, to try to firm it up, make sure that when Kim does her first report, end of April, end of April, that we show, what's happened so far. I believe we can show what's planned, but they're mainly interested in what's been.
And Kim, what is the LGIP acronym?
Local Government Investment Pool, it's a state account, like a bank under the state of Wisconsin's.
And that money is designated for,
Well, you look at the LGIP number 3, or number 6 designated funds.
Yep, that's
There's
what I'm at.
employee benefits, cash flow, and then the interest earned. So that's all there is in that one. But if you look on the treasurer's report, there's a whole section of designated funds. And under designated funds for the LGIP, there's LGIP number 6, which is the other spreadsheet you have. Then there's number 7, which is emergency services. Equipment replacement is number 4, and then there's 2 for the landfill, under the landfill fund.
Any other questions?
They generally have a higher rate than our local banks for savings rates, and then the local bank matches the LGIP rate.
We already motioned to approve the treasurer's report.
Treasurer, yeah, that was just discussion.
All right. Okay, move on.
So we're gonna wait till later to schedule that special meeting that.
Yeah, maybe when we're doing the meetings tonight, everybody get the calendar out, we'll see, we'll do it within a month, when they're about.
Yeah, since you have to submit by April 30th, yeah.
Well, we know what's gonna happen there, it's gonna be whatever is actually written out for a check. I don't even, unless Shear gets on the ball, we're not gonna be writing that check. I guess it could be within a month.
Yeah, but this,
There's some-
if you're looking
something.
at, this is your tentative plan, it needs to be approved by board action. And it has not been yet. Those are just kind of numbers you've thrown out there.
Placeholders. Okay, you good? Okay. All right, reports of committees. On my report, since last month's meeting, we have not had a Tri-Troy ICC or a Heritage Library meeting. Of course, this week, we're gonna have the Tri-Troy meeting. And next week is gonna be the ICC meeting. Notified by a realtor that a parcel of land outside of McWanago, that's just outside of the village limits of McWanago, but it's in a detached area for our boundary agreement, there's 20 acres here. They put it on the market for commercial, which means one of two things, either they're gonna request annexation or they're not. And that probably won't be known until the sale gets further along, or somebody buys it, I guess. But again, it's one lot separated, there's a little lot here, and this is the one here, it's half A2 and half C2 land. But it's in a detached area, which means the town cannot challenge an annexation on that parcel.
So that's why they can list it as.
Well, they can list whatever they want, and it's really up to them then to get it approved through the channels, whether it's through the town of East Troy or the village of Waterville. And don't know which one it is yet, so, just a heads up, and a couple phone calls.
That's what that notice was, we had in our mailbox.
That was a different one, the notice in the mailbox for the change of the, comprehensive plan village of Waterville is for the two, East Troy Railroad Museum buildings and lots. They're changing the
Far
designation.
side of J, yeah.
Yeah, where the buildings are, they're changing the designation on the smart growth plan to match their zoning code. Welcome to go listen to that one, but again, we have really no say in it, but it's the Railroad Museum's land, so all they're really doing is changing the designation of it to match their own zoning code. Don't know why it's happening now, but nothing that really should affect us.
What was the change to the village of East Troy's code? It's
No,
on paper, there was an ordinance.
Oh, to the villages code? That one was, designating different areas in the village for, I don't wanna call it multiple family, but it's, mixed residential. I think, you may have went to that meeting, went at the village about their change in their land.
No, I just, well, we got the notice,
Just a
and
notice,
sent
oh,
us,
okay.
you know, that resolution.
Okay. Yeah,
But it just sounded like they're just repackaging it to say the same, that's what I.
Yeah, it's mostly the area around where they got, trying to sell that land from the old grade school. Mostly it's in that area, so. And then, let's see, that's right, that's railroad, the comprehensive plan amendment there. So that's all I have to, bring up at this time. Okay, Department of Public Works. Town hall improvement HVAC bidding timeline, as we discussed at last month's meeting, since it's gonna be over 25,000, it has to be bid. Todd put together some stuff, I did some checking on it, I believe, Jim, you also did checking on it. And the question is I believe now when to bid it, it's ready to go, or is it?
I saw it in the newspaper.
It's in there now, it's in there?
It's
So-
it's ready to go. Bids for the HVAC and road work are going out tomorrow. They
Okay,
can get picked up and they have to be back here by April 8th at 12 p.m.
for the HVAC,
and road work.
both of them, April 8th? Okay. Alright, so on the HVAC, I mean, there's really no, question here on bidding it, question is how quick we get a responsible bidder. And we'll open the bids, I believe that will be our next meeting, right?
Yeah.
I was just gonna say the 8th is the meeting.
Okay,
The 11th is the meeting.
But the other contractors that were involved in that, other than Kettle Moraine, I mean, Kettle Moraine seemed to be more concerned about the flow of the air, the exchange, they went up into the attic and they.
Yep.
So
This is
that,
gonna be, we're gonna be starting
so,
from
yeah,
scratch.
right, so it all.
Yeah. I attempted, and so did Todd, to put in all of the things from the various contractors, and there, one of them was that exchange air balancing,
Yeah.
which right now is totally useless the way it is. And then, you're right, Cal Marine was the only one that crawled up there and seen that the insulation was coming off the ducts, of course, that's gotta be fixed, you know, so we're not losing heat there. So we tried to incorporate it all in there into one shot, plus the dehumidifier.
Right.
So it's gonna be over 25, it's gonna be more than 35-ish, so. Okay, so, it's a bid opening, okay, the bids, they say they have to be here by the 8th, but does it state that we're opening bids on the 11th?
11, yep.
It does, on both of these.
Mhm.
So we're good, we're good.
The exact same dates.
Okay, and the 3 roads that we have on the list?
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna go now that price of petroleum has went through the roof, so. The numbers we had for our budget for the roads, we might be way out of the ballpark now.
Could be. We'll find out, I guess.
Yeah,
Okay, what were the 3 roads that are under file?
it'd be the south half of Bell School Road from Highway 20, Stearns Bridge Road from St. Peter's to J, and Weber Road from Highway 20 to the end, because it's a dead end road.
Okay.
And I do believe they were, between the 3 of them, I think it was like 680,000 somewhere in there, I think, for the 3 roads.
From the tentative.
Yeah, from the tentative, from what I called one of our contractors. So,
That's the other side.
Okay, so that would take care of the rest of Bell School, that'd be complete.
Yeah.
It was
In the end.
St. Peter's
Okay.
to
And Stringer Bridge, that is end to end.
Yep.
Listed. And Weber Road, that would be end to end too.
what was the last road you said?
Weber Road, off of
Weber.
Highway 20.
Is it possible that we're not gonna be able to do all 3 of them?
We'll see when we get the numbers here.
Okay, because I've been told by the banks that would be a good time to start thinking about pulling our loan, because rates are supposed to go up.
Yeah.
So,
Alright,
And the one road that I have in there, the south end of, Bell School Road, we have some of the trip fund coming from the state, so that one's kinda have to be done, one's already been approved by the state.
And it's bad. It needs it.
So I don't know, we might have to cut out Weber Road, and it's gonna be interesting with the way petroleum prices are.
To see what I mean, once the numbers are in at, around that time, I guess we just make a decision
that's
as,
what we have to do.
you know, have some discussion.
Yeah, we have chopped up, I know, Dell's will be chopped up into several pieces. 'cause
That'll be, yeah, that was done in three different years.
Yeah, so if that becomes, the very south end, that could become a sacrificial lamb for a year possibly, but we'll have to see where the numbers come out.
No, Bell School has to be done.
Bell
because
School has to be
it's
done,
a
that's
bridge.
the end of
Is it all way, what did you list on that, the whole job?
Yep.
Okay. Well, that one has it.
But
Bell
you
School
might have
would
to split Stringer's Bridge Road up in half or thirds like we did with.
Well, until we see the numbers, we're good,
Yeah.
so, okay. Alright, so as far as timing goes though, I mean, we're set, and the last couple of years, we've been going early with the road, that helps, I think, our numbers.
It does, hopefully,
Yeah.
and then we can get on their schedule, so we're not trying to do it when it gets cold out.
Right, yep, being first in line is better than last.
I would like to start shopping for a bank loan too, on what we budgeted for, plus the additional 229 that we had to spend for the fire truck.
Of which, there'll be our other discussion, right now I'm showing 80,000 out of our, but that still leaves 140, right?
But you haven't approved that 80,000 for ARPA yet.
Right.
That's just your numbers.
Okay, alright, so any discussion on these two bids here coming up then? We're gonna act on it in a month.
Talk a little more once we get them, right?
Correct. Okay, move on.